Thanks so much for having me here in New Zealand. You guys are you're so lucky. It's so beautiful over here. Just driving through, seeing the snowy mountains and the grassy plains, and I thought, wow, there's really no other places like it. It's been to lots of places, and it's a really beautiful country, isn't it? So yeah, it's so nice to just be able to look at that this morning. Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Me and my daughter Alia got on a plane early yesterday morning and came across and left my two little babies, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old at home with my husband and his parents, who spoiled them rotten, so they're not too sad. I don't think they're missing me at all, really. But yeah, I'm going to share a few songs that mean a lot to me. I used to struggle, we all still struggle, but I struggled a lot with anxiety and even depression, and a lot of it came from just the way I saw God and the way I saw myself, and as God helped me to understand what He's really like and who I really am to Him, so much of my struggles just started to melt away, and it just really showed me that it really is truth that makes you free, and those truths gave me so much peace and happiness that songs came from those times where God was showing me those special truths. So that's why I like to share it, because it came from times where God really helped me. So this first song is called Blue Sky. Dark night, you have become the blue sky. By the sunrise, you've been made so bright. Blue sky, the crimson colors of sunrise have broken your night. Oh, blue sky, the sun that sat high gave up his glory in the sky to come down to the earth and to lay down his life. And as the sun set, his blood spilled over the night as he became the black that belonged to you, his beloved. Dark night, you have become the blue sky. By the sunrise, you've been made so bright. Blue sky, the crimson colors of sunrise have broken your night. Oh, blue sky, the love of Christ could not be held by the night as he shattered your dark to make you the blue of his pure life. Victorious beams have raised you up with him. The new morning has come, the new morning is you. Oh, dark night, you have become the blue sky. By the sunrise, you've been made so bright. Blue sky, the crimson colors of sunrise have broken your night. Oh, blue sky, oh, blue sky. Thank you. So I was at a camp. It was actually over in America, and I love camps. This is like a big camp. Most people here know what big camps are. That's the last time I saw some of you guys was at big camp here. And big camp is just like a big church meeting. And anyway, this one was over in the States, and yeah, I love camps because I love living in community. I feel like that's what we were created to do, and I don't know, it's fun. And I was in the bathrooms, and I don't know about you, but I chose my favorite toilet cubicle like right away, and that's always the one you go to, right? Does that happen to you? I already have one here. That's my favorite one. And if someone else is in it, you're like, hey, that's my one. But anyway, I was in my favorite toilet cubicle, and I heard a little girl a couple of cubicles down, and she was talking to her mum. And she's like, "Hey, Mom, can you tell Dad that I did poop?" I couldn't help just laughing out loud, just the innocence and the excitement. And she said, "Can you tell Dad that I did a lot of poop?" And and I just thought, wow, that's how free. I just loved that she was sure that her dad would be so excited and proud of her for doing a lot of poop. And when I reflected on it, I just thought, I just thought about how cool it would be if I realized that if I had that same thought towards God, that I knew how proud of He is of me, of even little things. And yeah, that thought was a beautiful thought to me. And so this song is called "Light as a Bird," because the more you know about who God really is and how He really feels about you, the lighter you feel. Light as a bird, I could fly. That's the way I always feel when your love melts away my fears. For I had been tired, troubled mind, mistakes I wanted to hide. How could I be a light for you? I'm as light as a bird, for you have shown all my weaknesses you've known. Still you pick me up, saying, together we can do it, keep running. And so the light I want to show is how you have loved me perfect. I'm as light as a bird, I could fly. That's the way I always feel when your love melts away my fears. For you have revived, breathed new life to the dreams you put inside, dreams you hide deep inside my mind. For when I see you look at me, I remember who I was made to be. Fear and failure lose their power, for in your eyes I see that you're still proud. And so the light I want to show is how you have loved me perfect. I'm as light as a bird, for you have shown all my weaknesses you've known. Still you pick me up, saying, together we can do it, keep running. And so the light I want to show is how you have loved me perfect. Thank you. I struggled a long time to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Actually, I was so anxious about choosing my life's path. I think after you finish, I wrote this song just shortly after I finished high school. I think you feel like the decisions you make are going to direct your whole life's course, and it just made me so anxious. Is there anyone here that's sort of around the time of finishing high school and trying to figure out their life's journey? I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people here. It filled me with so much anxiety. Fear crippled me at this time, and I actually spent days, because I just had so much fear that that my weaknesses would overcome me, and I wouldn't do the things that God had put in my heart to do, and I would let God down and let people down. And yeah, these fears troubled me so much that I just spent days eating. Just kind of like I guess because I didn't drink or anything, kind of to numb the anxiety and the thoughts in my mind. It's crazy, hey, how much it affected me. But
one day I was I was at a birthday party, actually a 90th birthday party, and I was in this lady's garden. I just needed to go outside and spend some time with God because these thoughts were consuming me, and I said, God, please help me. And just as I was talking to God, this song literally just came. It felt like it just came into my mind, and it comes from the verse in Matthew where it says, "Look at the birds. I care even for them. How much more do I care for you?" And made me just realize I have a good dad. I don't have to worry. And so this song's called "It's Alright." I played it last night. I was going to get you to sing along. Do you feel like it's harmony parts, and do you feel like singing, or you just ate and so you just want to relax? That's cool too. Hey? Just sing? You'll sing, yay. Okay, good. I actually grew up singing with my two brothers and my sister, and I actually love harmonies. And so, yeah, let's do some harmonies. If we could have this way of the camera, if we could do this. It's alright, alright, alright. You do that. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay, these guys over here, see if you can beat these guys over here. Your part is a bit high, it's just like a couple of notes above. It goes, it's alright, alright, alright. It's alright. Very good. Sounds like you had a big lunch, but very good. So if we could join those two. It's alright, alright, alright. It's alright, alright, alright. We'll do them together. 2, 3, 1. You got it. Should start a choir or something here. It sounds beautiful. Okay, I'm going to sing, and when it comes to the chorus, I'll give you a little wink, and if you could join in, that would be great. It's alright. He's by my side, and he'll take good care of me. It's alright. He's on my side, and he knows my every need. He said, oh, you of little faith, see the sparrows in the sky, unencumbered by the cares of the world. I feed even them, clothe the lilies in the field. How much more to me are you worth than these? I gave my son for you. It's alright, he'll by your side, and I'll take good care of you. It's alright, I'm by your side, and I know all that you go through. He said, when you're at your lowest of lows, I want you to know I think more of you than what you could yourself. My love is deeper than the oceans, wider than the valleys, higher than the mountain tops. I gave my son for you. It's alright, I'm by your side, and I'll take good care of you. It's alright, I'm on your side, and I know all that you go through. I said, you formed them, fought for my heart. Father, how great thou art. I know all that you are seems too good, but it's true. You made me, then saved me, loved me unconditionally. Father of mine, how did you give your son for me? It's alright, he is by my side.
It's alright. It's alright. He is on my side. It's alright. That was beautiful. Thank you. I think I'm switching instruments. Can you just show me the next song? I think I'm switching instruments. I'm not sure. Here it comes. Nope. Okay. Sorry, guys. Do you know what? Baby brain is a real thing. I played this song so many times. I've got 3 children, and it's like they suck the nutrients out of you, and your mind just starts to go and go. Is that true, ladies? Happens for me. I don't know. I need to get it sorted. Oh my goodness. I struggled, sorry, I have feeling like I keep saying I struggled, but anyway, for so long I was singing over in the States with my siblings, and I just felt so guilty going up the front and singing about God and talking about God when I kind of felt like a hypocrite, because I knew that I still had so many struggles, and I thought, God, how can I go in front of people and sing about you when I still have all these struggles? And one night I just couldn't go to sleep because I was just so troubled with these thoughts, and I thought, and I said, you know, because I guess as a Christian you feel like you should be overcoming, and I said, God, I've been struggling with the same things over and over for so long, and I was just sure that God was angry with me. I was sure that he must be frustrated and angry with me, and that I was sure that he would walk away from me. And so I just said to God, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to be a Christian. I think I'm just going to have to go my own way. And so I said, okay, God, I'm going to go my own way. And as soon as I said that out loud, I just broke down and I started to cry, because God had always felt like my closest friend. And a friend in the room could hear me crying, and she just came over and she said, Melissa, don't you know God will never give up on you? And yeah, God helped me to realize it's not me trying to reach high enough up to God, but it's God who comes right to where I am. And I'm so grateful for that. So this song is called Here He Comes. Here he comes, riding on a white horse, to pull me out from the midst of my enemy, my faithful one. Here he comes, to vanquish his enemies, fighting with a fierce love, a love stronger than death. My true one soft in the stillness of night, gentle and quiet. His voice assured me again, child, I'm not finished yet. Let your heart rest. I won't let you slip through my fingers. Here he comes, riding on a white horse, to pull me out from the midst of my enemy, my faithful one. Here he comes, to vanquish his enemies, fighting with a fierce love, a love stronger than death. My true one, he holds me. Oh, he holds me so closely. I am his, and by his grace he is mine. No power can loosen his grip on me. I'm so tightly held by his mighty love. If I say my foot is slipping, your mercy, oh Lord, holds me up. In the multitude of my thoughts, your comfort still light my soul. Oh, here he comes, riding
I actually studied to be a teacher. I'm a primary teacher, but not at the moment. I'm a mom. But I actually only really did casual teaching. So I went to some pretty rough schools and to do casual teaching, and like crazy schools where the kids would be, you know, the movies where they're standing up on desks and jumping out windows, that kind of scene. And so I had this song to try and shock them out of being crazy, and it went like this. I'm your casual teacher, don't be rude, stop that attitude, I have feelings too, oh, I'm your casual teacher, don't hate me 'cause I care, sit down over there, don't swing on your chair, oh, I'm your casual teacher. And the kids would be so shocked and kind of embarrassed for me, and they would stop for at least 10 seconds and give me a chance to start again. So, but this particular morning, I didn't get a call for teaching, and do you call it casual or substitute, something like that? Substitute teacher. I didn't get a call, and I don't know, all of a sudden, I just felt like I didn't have anything to do. Everything was quiet, and I felt really kind of lost. And because I think we fill up our lives with so many things, with so much noise, and we don't leave any gaps. Like even when we do have a gap, we might turn the TV on or put some music on, and we don't leave any gaps. Anyway, when there was a gap for me, I realized that I was feeling like lonely, and even though I was married, I was feeling lonely, and I was feeling so empty. And I realized I hadn't actually connected with God properly for weeks. And I thought to myself, I can't just go to God now and say, oh God, I feel empty. Can you fill me up? I just felt like I'd been such a bad friend to God. I thought I can't just turn around and talk to God now. So I didn't. I decided I wouldn't talk to God, and I just threw myself on my bed, and felt sorry for myself, and this is the song that came to me while I was lying on my bed. When it all goes quiet, and I stop trying to fill all the spaces. I remember I hear a still small voice from the one I know, calling me home. When it all goes quiet, I hear your love calling me. I hear your love calling me. Nothing sounds as sweet when it all goes quiet. When it all goes quiet, you reminds me nothing separates us, apart from when I turn away, 'cause I am your child. You reconciled us, and you feel nothing for me but love. Why do I hide? I hear your love calling me. I hear your love calling me. Nothing sounds as sweet when it all goes quiet. And I've been lonely 'cause I forgot you and who you really are. You're not like me, love never failing. You're just waiting, always hoping that I'd remember, that I would hear you. Well, I hear your love calling me. I hear your love calling me. Nothing sounds as sweet when it all goes quiet. Well, I hear your love calling me. I hear your love calling me. Nothing sounds as sweet when it all goes quiet. Well, I do have one claim to fame in Christchurch, and that is my granddad he lived here. His name's Bill Otto. Some people might remember him. That's my one claim to fame. So maybe you'll accept me a bit more now. So Goodbye Old Man, right, is the next one. Yeah. Okay. There was, this song's called Goodbye Old Man, and as soon as I wrote it, I thought I need to tell my dad quickly. It's not about him, and it's not about an old boyfriend or anything. I was so fed up with myself, and that I fell for the same tricks over and over again. You know, I guess the world paints all these things that promise happiness, but you try them and you realize that they only make you more miserable and empty than you were before. But for some reason, you keep going for these things and realizing again and again, that the same thing happens. You feel just miserable after it still. And I was I was really frustrated with myself, and I just said, God, why do I do that? And when I was talking to God, I felt like He reminded me in the Bible where it says in Corinthians, where it says to put off the old man, and that we are new creations through Christ. And so this song was just a declaration, I guess, just recognizing that God's way, God's law really is the law of liberty. It's the way of freedom, and I wanted to say goodbye to the old ways. I thought I walked in liberty. I thought your treasures would make me happy. Is this on? Sorry. I thought I walked in liberty. I thought your treasures would make me happy. They were the very things that found me. Goodbye, old man. You promised you had what would fill me. They were the very things that robbed me, leaving my heart completely empty. Goodbye, old man. Goodbye, old man. I hope not to see you again. I don't want to be your friend. Goodbye, old man. The old has gone. Behold, the new has come. With you I never did have fun. Goodbye, old man. I thought I walked in liberty. I thought your treasures would make me happy. They were the very things about me. Goodbye, old man. You promised you had what would fill me. They were the very things that robbed me, leaving my heart completely empty. Goodbye, old man. Goodbye, old man. I hope not to see you again. I don't want to be your friend. Goodbye, old man. The old has gone. Behold, the new has come. With you I never did have fun. Goodbye, old man. God gave him who knew no sin to become sin for us, that we might be reconciled to our Father. Now I am in Christ, and in Christ I am free. His law is the law of liberty. Goodbye, old man. I hope not to see you again. I don't want to be your friend. Goodbye, old man. All the memories with you I've had too many, but you'll have no more with me. Goodbye, old man. Oh, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much for having me. I've just really enjoyed being here. It's such a warm community, and you're so lucky blessed to have each other. It's good. Just have a quick drink of water. So this next song is called Loom, and I wrote it when my first child was still in my tummy, and it's just you just aren't prepared for how much you're going to love your child, and you don't know how loved you are, I think, until I don't think I knew how loved I was before I became a mum. I actually just started to respect myself so much more, realizing the preciousness of my life, just because, you have this child and they are so precious to you, and that you would instantly give your life for this child, and just realizing that that's how God felt about me is just amazing. And so a loom is something that you weave onto, and so that's weaving in my tummy, God weaving, you get it.
Little loom, sleep peacefully in this womb, in my love, babe. Little loom, woven with love by the hand of God, for you are His child, my little loom, my little loom, my little loom, my little loom. Oh, can you hear me, little loom? Did you know that I already love you? Can you hear me, my little loom? Did you know that I want to protect you? I want to take care of you and always be there for you and be best of friends with you, my little loom. Little loom, sleep and dream as the master craftsman weaves with the colors, love and peace. Oh, he is making you his masterpiece, my little loom, my little loom, my little loom, my little loom. Oh, can you hear him, little loom? Did you know that he already loves you? Can you hear him, my little loom? Did you know that he wants to protect you? He wants to take care of you and always be there for you and be best of friends with you, my little loom. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I was getting a little bit just thinking about my new baby, and I started to get a bit emotional. I was like, hold it together. You can't have a cold and start to cry while it's not going to turn out well. So I don't know. I just started to come up with a bit of a head cold, but it's okay. I've had some of your Manuka drops, and I think they're doing the job. This song, it's called Who Is This? And I actually wrote it in a very vulnerable time when I had a big crush on someone, and I just it was that time where you just don't know if they like you back, and you start to think things like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm not funny or pretty enough, and you just start to feel a little bit, I guess, discouraged or deflated. And yeah, while I went and spent some time alone with God when I was wrestling with these sort of feelings, and God just helped me to realize that it's Him who delights in me, and yeah, so that's where this song comes from. Yes. So girls, this is especially for you, that we're safe in His hands. Who is this who delights even in me? It is my Lord who fought for my peace, saying, I will not rest until she is mine, until I have clothed her so bright. Who is this who calls me lovely, who has saved a wretch like me, giving beauty for ashes to be His crown of glory, who has bought me with His own blood to clothe me as His bride. The fervent love of my Redeemer wants me forever by His side. Who is this who delights even in me? It is my Lord who fought for my peace, saying, I will not rest until she is mine, until I have clothed her so bright. All I am is in His own hands, all my weaknesses He bears. For my wholeness, my salvation are His most earnest of cares. The Son of God, tempted in all points, yet in all points without sin, conquering every weakness as me, that He might carve my way back to Him. Who is this who delights even in me? It is my Lord who fought for my peace, saying, I will not rest until she is mine, until I have clothed her so bright. So this friendship with this particular person, we kept hanging out, and I thought to myself, well, I better tell him how I feel. And it was a little premature. And I wore my heart on my sleeve, and I sang him this song, this love song. It was a little bit embarrassing. And after I finished singing this song, he just looked over at me and he said, thanks, Mel. That was a nice song. It was really embarrassing. But he is my husband now, so it didn't all go to waste. It's just so crazy how lied to we are about love. I feel like young people today are so confused. I don't know how people will find their way. Just how loosely how loosely we are with sharing our. I don't know how to explain that, but I grew up with my gran, lived with us since I was about 3, and she would always tell us stories about Bill Otto, her husband, and she would tell me that he was her first love, and that they were so happy together, and that he just delighted in pleasing her and she delighted in pleasing him, and that just sounded like a fairy tale to me, and I wanted something just like that. And then when I was a bit older at a teen camp, I remember someone speaking up the front and said, "Why, instead of having lots of boyfriends or girlfriends, just have lots of friends, and when you find the one that you think is the best one, then you don't need to just have lots of boyfriends." That really made a lot of sense to me, and I just am so grateful for that wisdom, and so I just feel like it saved me from a lot of heartbreaks, and I am very blessed that Jason was my first boyfriend at 24, and just so grateful. But at the same time, I know that this world isn't ideal, and things don't always work out in that way, but we're so also blessed to know that God works all things for good, and all situations for good. But this song is the love song that I shared for Jason. And I guess it's encouragement for all those waiting.
I'm afraid that you don't know how much I think the world of you, that I care for you so much, that I try not to so much. But here is my predicament, that you're not mine, you're just a friend, so I'll hold on to my heart until we are sure. But let's keep our hearts secure in our Father's hands, as we seek and pray for His will and His plan. I will always love you as my brother and my friend. To only bless you in this time is my earnest prayer, until we both know which way to go. I respect you, I know that you're a child of His. I see how He is making your heart so big, and it is beautiful to me. I love all the things that make up who you are. I love your raw knowing of your need for God. It's inspiring to me. But let's keep our hearts secure in our Father's hands, as we seek and pray for His will and His plan. I will always love you as my brother and my friend. To only bless you in this time is my earnest prayer, until we both know which way to go. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
Just coming up to the last couple of songs, just want to let you know that if you don't have CDs, there are some available at the back, and it is Sabbath, so we have a system for, if you want to take some CDs home with you now, just leave your email and your name and how many CDs you'd like, and we'll invoice you later. So I'm also actually, because I have 3 little kids, most of the songs that have been coming out recently have been children's songs, so in about a month's time there'll be a children's album, which is really fun. It's actually so fun to have an excuse to be silly, and so there are some silly ones, but as in fun ones. But I've just so much enjoyed. I guess when a lot of the songs that I've written have become children's songs because you so much want your children to know those beautiful truths that you know about God's love and that they're so loved. So I've so much enjoyed that project with my brother Billy. He's been helping me that. There's another Billy. My dad's Bill, granddad's Bill, and my brother's Billy. So pretty fancy. I actually shared this song last night. I wasn't sure how many people would be the same people as last night. Were most of you here yesterday? Half, maybe. Okay, this song, my mum's from Malaysia, and she is so cute. She's got the biggest, bright, warm smile, and she comes up to here and me, and I still feel so blessed to have had her as a mum. She loves everyone. She's a big extrovert, and I actually just saw her in the foyer of our church the other weekend. There's some person that no one was talking to in a wheelchair, just quite handicapped, and I just saw my mum right up in this person's face, like with this bright, warm smile, talking to her. I just thought, wow, she's a beautiful lady, and she also has this side to her that's very blunt, and she'll just say anything she's thinking. You don't have to guess what she's thinking about you. And so I told this story last night. She just came out I came out of my bedroom and she said, "Darling, you've got canteen lady arms." Is that what you guys say here? Like big tuck shop lady arms. And my little sister said, "Mum, you can't just say things like that." And my mum was like, "But what she does." And so for her to say something that's true, like that's what you should say. And my mum made a lot of sense to me when I went to Malaysia for the first time. I was 23 the first time I went there, and because my mum was actually from a Muslim background, and when she became a Christian, she actually got put in jail. So that's why I was quite a bit older when I met her family over there for the first time. And the first time I saw her mum, my nenek, over there, we both just cried, and it was beautiful. But she was talking to my cousin Kylie. My two cousins on my dad's side came with me, and she said to my cousin Kylie, "When you get older, you don't need to get false teeth because your nose is big enough to cover your teeth." And my cousin she was gobsmacked, and my nenek just casually laughed, and so I thought, yeah, that makes sense. I understand why my mum is like she is, but it was just such a strange thought to me that if I had been raised in Malaysia, that I would have had a different view of life. I would have dressed differently. I would have thought differently. I would have had a different sense of humor, and it just really bothered me because I don't want to be a product of the environment I grew up in. I want to be who God created me to be, and so it just got me asking, like, God, please teach me the culture of heaven, the everlasting culture, the one that doesn't go out of fashion. Yeah, make me a citizen of your kingdom. And so, yeah, this song is called Citizen. Father, take my whole heart, take my whole life, make me yours. Take my every desire, make them pure, make them yours. Make me a citizen of your kingdom. Teach me your ways of life, of true freedom, of perfect love, of how to be your child. Take what's been ingrained in me, remove what shouldn't be, remake me. Show me the hope you have for me, your belief in who I could be. If you help me walk beside me and make me a citizen of your kingdom. Teach me your ways of life, of true freedom, of perfect love, of how to be your child. Breathe your spirit of life in me until I bear your image, until my heart beats and my steps meet with yours. And make me a citizen of your kingdom. Teach me your ways of life, of true freedom, of perfect love, of how to be your child. Make me a citizen of your kingdom. Teach me to bear your light. Guide my feet in the ways of peace, by your spirit, by your might. Well, Well, thank you again so much for having me, and hope you enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. And yeah, um, this last song is called "Take Me Home," and I actually, when I was 16, I broke my femur. It's actually supposed to be the biggest bone in your body, and I snapped it in half playing football on the beach. And I was just running, I had the ball, and I was running as fast as I could, and I just tried to sidestep someone. It was just family football on the beach, by the way too competitive. And and my leg snapped in half. And I remember, what I really remember the most about it was so painful, but when I looked into my dad's eyes, I could see that he was in so much more pain than I was. And that, sorry, I'm tired, I guess, too emotional. And that he would do anything to take my place. That it was just agony for him seeing his daughter in that kind of pain. And it just made me to realize, we go through all our struggles here on earth, but the one that's really going through the most is definitely God, to see his children going through the things we go through. And I know that he just can't wait to bring us home and to give us the life that he always wanted us to have. And so this song I wrote just thinking about what he would say to us in our situation. You shouldn't hear those awful words. If I could shield your ears, I would. In your heart you've made a wall, so life can't hurt you anymore. I wanna take you home, where the grass bends gently as the warm wind blows, where your laughter is endless as the bright sky goes, where your tears are an old thing that you used to know. Oh, I wanna take you home. You never had the love you needed, so you search for the missing pieces. I know that you feel all alone, but you belong, you are my own. I wanna take you home, where the grass bends gently as the warm wind blows, where your laughter is endless as the bright sky goes, where your tears are an old thing that you used to know. Oh, I wanna take you home, where there's no feeling tired, no sad, lonely eyes, no saying goodbye to the people that you love, no worries to tease or wake you at night, no troubles to take the joy from life, where there's horses to ride over vast mountainsides, where there's lands to explore that you've never seen before, where the lion is tame, brush your face in his mane, where crystalline streams run through forest deep green. Oh, take me, take me, take me home. Take me, take me, take me home, where the grass bends gently as the warm wind blows, where your laughter is endless as the bright sky goes, where your tears are an old thing that you used to know. Oh, I wanna take you, I wanna take you, I wanna take you home. Thank you. Thank you. Shall I finish off in prayer, or did you want to? You can.
Should we stand? Heavenly Father, thank you for the promise that you will take us home. And as we stand here today, we give you thanks for the music we just heard. We ask that you will bless every single home and life here. And thank you for this Sabbath and this week. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you. God bless you. Enjoy it. Bye.